What is up, everybody? It's your boy Vince McLean, the Cotton Machine, and I'm back again with another Monday Night Jibber Jabber. It's going down tonight. Hopefully, you guys are tuning in. Come in, hang out with me and Jem Mint, because that's who's on the show tonight. I couldn't believe that I was able to actually connect with this dude and be like, yo, hey, I'm doing a live stream, Monday Night Jibber Jabber. Come on over. You're more than welcome. You're invited. Let's do it. Let's get big. Let's have a lot of fun. And guess what, guys? He said, yes, we put it together. It's the 14th, 8 p.m. That's when the Monday Night Jibber Jabber always happens, unless there's like some other major emergency or something else of that nature. So before we get into it, please make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, because I want to hit 1,000 subs by tomorrow. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but that's the mantra. That's what I'm going with. So, without further ado, let me introduce the big man, Jem Mint Collectibles, Mr. Collectibles, to those of you that didn't already know and catch the two brothers Saturday Night Babylon. That's what he wants to go by, as Mr. Collectibles. So, without further ado, here we go. What's up, Jem Mint?
Yo, what up? Vinny McLean. How's it going?
It's going great, man. Once again, thank you very much for responding, not being one of those big time huge subscriber count kind of YouTubers that's like, I'm not going to do none of that. And you just hit me back and you're like, yo, sure, no problem. Let's do it. Let's have some fun.
Man, everybody said you got to do the Monday Night Jibber Jabber, man. So here we are.
Yo, I never have high expectations, but they always say you have to start from the bottom and you got to make your way up to the top. And all of us are just trying to do what you do, except you do it better. So we're trying to climb that mountain, and we're only halfway to the tippity top. And that was a shameless steal from Dr. Disrespect, and I don't give a shit. But yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
You taking the time out of your very busy schedule, because it just seems like once you get to that level, your calendar must be completely full all the time.
Well, actually, I put you on my calendar because I was like, I never want to tell somebody I'm going to come and then forget, So I put it on my calendar, and actually I had it for 2 hours later. That's why I made sure earlier when we talked, I was like, wait a minute, you're talking, because the time zone thing, man. I'm Mountain Time, you're Central. Everyone talks in Eastern. So we made it happen.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you double checking that time, because that would have been unfortunate, but
that would have been embarrassing.
We would have made it work one way or another, but I appreciate the double check. So
I got to say what's up to my man Panda and my boy Ruben Guzman, and what's up to James Skeffington II, Esquire, in the chat.
So this right here is the Skeff's Comic Knowledge. Skeff, I see you're not signed in through your normal sign in, so I'm not sure what you got going on there, but
this is his burner account.
Yeah, this is burner account. What is up, Adrian? Hey, I need to get you back on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber, since you have hopefully completely recovered, right? So like you had your whole thing going on, and hopefully you're good now. So we're gonna schedule. You're gonna come on. It's given. It's happening. All right. Oh snap! Oh god, chat. Oh god, here we go. Ruben Guzman, always coming through. Thanks for stopping by, man. Yo, for real. Okay, so let me pull my dealio up here so I can keep track of where we're at. Okay,
yeah, we about to hit it, man.
Bro, 100,000 subscribers. So like that is an insane number. This is where you get the plaque, right? When you hit 1,000, you finally get.
Yeah, man.
So that is pretty cool. Where do you think you're going to put it?
Honestly, I think I'm thinking the front of the desk, but I don't want to be too
gaudy with it.
Yeah, but then I was thinking maybe I can push a couple of these back and just have it here or something. I don't know. I still haven't really decided.
That would definitely be the biggest thing I would be thinking about. Like if I'm getting a plaque, where the hell am I going to put it?
I'm kind of like the type of person that's don't think too much about it. Wait till you get it. Once you have it, then you can worry about all that stuff.
Right. That's my new name, Vinny McLean.
Vinny McLean.
Good Lord. You're starting a trend here.
Vinny.
Yes. Jem is the man. Oh my God. Look at all the emojis coming through. This is
Bearded Comic Bro. What's up, brother?
Yo, look at this. Ruben Guzman already throwing shade. That's awesome. What is up, Andy? Thanks
up,
for stopping
Andy?
by, man. I watched your a little bit of your Monday night or your Monday mail call. I didn't actually get to catch much of it. I caught the very tail end, but I normally every week you gotta check on my man.
Yeah.
Yes, we know that's your real name. We got you. I got you. Hey, check your Instagram here in a little bit. Mark Spector, yo, thanks for stopping by.
What up, bro? What up?
Greg, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to get you on the show again here too soon. We might do like another once in future. Maybe we could do another once in future, see where it's at now. And I'm wondering, I'm kind of curious where the volume 1 is actually going to stop because it hasn't actually said yet. Are you reading once in future, Jim?
Nah, you know what? I got the trade to try to get caught up because I hear that it's good, man. But time, man, I gotta find the time. And I want to watch. I never saw like Star Wars, the Clone Wars and like Rebels, so I want to watch all that. It's like, man,
damn, you are, bro. You're at least watching The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's, I'm kind of like, I've watched all the Star Wars movies, multiple times and stuff, but I was never like a huge Star Wars fan. But Mandalorian got me fiending for some Star Wars for sure, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Beard Adventures. Everybody's here. All the beards are here. Adrian, thanks for dropping that. If you guys are just now jumping in, all of Jem's links are in the description below. So make sure you go check that out. I'm trying to, be a better, host and YouTuber. So I was working a little bit earlier before we got started here. What is up to bros? Dustin, I'm assuming that's you. Nick, if you're here too, look, dude, I'm repping like everything DBZ today. Everything DBZ. It's a bit warm in my office. Otherwise, I'd have my robe on me too. And I just got some slippers in. So I would have been fully decked out, but it's kind of warm in here. So
Dustin, he's bombing right now.
Bro, shut up.
I was just playing.
Bro.
You know what's funny? I got my Venom PJs on that I just got for Christmas too.
Bro, that's dope as hell. Hey, okay, so where exactly in the US are you located? Are you like California?
I'm in El Paso, Texas, believe it or not.
Bro, I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Come on, baby.
What is up? Okay. All right. Is it cold over where you're at? Because
yeah. I mean, I don't know how
here.
it is in Dallas. We get desert. We have like Las Vegas weather here. So right now it's cold outside. I just took the trash out. I'll tell you right now, it's 48 degrees.
Bro, it was balls cold this morning. So I work for Amazon. That's my day job. I work in the transportation at one of the fulfillment centers.
I love you. You're like the Santa Claus for adults.
Yeah, basically. And I move all the trailers on the yard to and from the doors, help drivers out. I drive over the road a little bit too as well. So,
okay.
But like I'm like balls cold from like 6 a.m. until like at least 10 in the morning. So, dude, it was so cold today.
Dang.
I would wear that plaque as a huge belt buckle.
Or I should get a chain for it.
Bro, you should get a chain. That'd be dope as hell. And it'd have to be completely like gem encrusted. Like,
gotta be like T-Pain style,
like a giant one. Like you'd have to go like what's that dude with the clock? What's his name?
Flavor Flav.
Yeah, there you go. You'd have to go Flavor Flav level. Okay. Oh my god, dude, this chat. Y'all, all right. I appreciate the chat. Thank you. I'm trying to catch up. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Have you read it?
Yeah, man. I fortunately have been on that from the jump. It's one of my go-to books when I get the new poll. Definitely enjoying it for sure.
Awesome. I unfortunately have missed out on the Something Is Killing train.
Few people have, man.
But I did get the foil when it came out for the LCS edition. I did get that. So at least I have a number one, just not the cover A. I got one.
Foils. That's my jam right there.
Right. Yes. Thank you, Guzman. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. So funny you brought that up, you curd. Me and Jim were actually talking about that before we got started. So yeah, thanks. Yo, you're like up in the Northeast, aren't you? Like I don't even want to know how cold it is up there.
Yeah, we don't get like that. We get like it'll snow like twice a year, but it doesn't. Yeah. It'll coat the ground, but it won't be like inches deep or anything.
Nah, nothing like that. Okay, let's see. Am I only referring to Vincent as adult Santa Claus right now? Thank you, Jim. Okay, all right. So I think we're caught up on the chat now. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Make sure you hit the like on this video. If you haven't already been subscribed to Jim, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So make sure you are subscribed, but I don't see how anybody that's in here right now isn't already subscribed. So make sure you guys check out all the links I got down below. And that's just going to dive us right into some questions here for you, man. So I think the biggest question I have is, why did you pick Vampirella is to be your character that you'd want to have your logo, the gem, debuted on? Why Vampirella?
For sure. So I definitely wanted to do a variant cover. I would have loved to do it with any of the big publishers, but I just happened to have a really good relationship with Dynamite for years, man, because one of their guys is big into collected editions, and he's always got his ear to the street. He's in the Facebook groups. He watches our videos. So shout out to Vincent. And they came up, and I first of all, I think Vampirella is their most iconic character. I mean, she's definitely, if you look at their roster, that's like a classic 50-year plus character. And also they own the rights to Vampirella 100%. So you can like literally have her doing anything and they'll probably approve it. You know what I mean? So
okay,
if you wanted to do Red Sonja or the boys, there's other licensors involved, and it's going to go through a second level of approvals, and they might not approve certain stuff. They might not want their character holding a gem because they might think I'm a jerk. So, Dynamite owns her 100%. She's the most iconic. She's super sexy. I figured, hey man, sex sells, and I definitely would love to see Vampirella holding a gem.
Dude, that's actually really cool. I wouldn't even know where to begin on, like, if I had the ability and the option to do that. I don't know what character I'd want, and then just like trying to like find out the avenue, like how to go about that. But I mean, making connections throughout the entire comic book community would be the way to do that, which is what it sounds like you were able to achieve, which is pretty awesome. So
and you mentioned the way that you go about it, because I could have bought 500 copies, 1,000 copies, and sold them, but I decided to do the crowdfunding option, which we're crowdfunding it through Indiegogo. Right now, it's got like 24 days left, actually 23 days left, because of a number of factors, man. I don't typically ship out comics to people. I buy and sell things all the time, but I don't really have a distribution network set up if I had to sell 1,000 copies or something. And also with crowdfunding, I didn't have to put money up. I didn't cap myself. I'm like, man, I got, a big following. What if I sell 20,000 copies? Like, I don't want to limit myself by just ordering 500. Now it's a learning experience, and we're not gonna sell that many. Like right now we have 84 backers. We're at about $6,000 raised with about 23 days left. But I didn't know what to expect, so I just figured this would be like the risk-free, where I don't have to put up any financial investment except for paying for the cover. Right. And I could have the sky's the limit, which is, what I like about YouTube, which I think we'll talk about. But I didn't want to cap myself on a number that I could hit. So I just wanted to, test the waters out, basically.
Yeah. You got 84 backers right now, 23 days left. That's pretty awesome. It's a great looking cover, and I guess you got all these different variants that are going to be coming out. The Virgin,
and that's the other thing about Dynamite. Like, this is on their Indiegogo. They already know how to do this. They have the ability to have these different options. So you have, for $20, you can get the regular cover, or if you want to do another 20, you can get the Virgin or the black and white, or you can get for $50 all three, or you can get the metal cover, cost $100. They have CGC 9.8 options. They have signature series from the artist Ken Haser. So these are all things that I would never have been able to do if I just bought outright 500 copies and just sold them like on my own website or something. So another big reason why I wanted the crowdfunding route. And once we hit 10,000, or if we can get to $10,000 funded, everybody's going to get a free trading card of the cover as well. So we're going to have some like stretch goal perks and things like that.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, like I think it seems like you really were able to find like the exact route that you wanted to go that was going to work for you. And I think that's awesome. And if you were to do this again, let's say that you're able to get the funding you need and it ends up going through and you get the books and they all go out, right? If you were to do it again, would you take the same route with the crowdfunding like this? Or would you try to maybe do something different?
That's a good question, man. I feel like if I had these copies in hand that I would sell a ton more. Like, that's what I'm feeling like right now. I feel like a lot of people are like maybe looking at this like a pre-order or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, Dynamite knows that my like all-time favorite artist is Joe Jusko. That's like the guy that got me into comics. So they have a good relationship with him. Like Nick Barucci owns original art from Joe. He bought the entire set of 1992 Marvel Masterpiece original art back in the day. So he's like, yo, if this is successful, we'll get Joe to do the next one. So I'd have to crowdfund that because he's going to cost a grip to get some original art done from him.
Bro, it's man, like it seems like it is a lot to be able to like get this type of thing going. So
Yeah.
hey, man, props to you with your hustle, man. You seem to be like real business savvy with trying to do this, and that's awesome.
Got to be, man. Appreciate it.
I personally, like where I'm at as far as like where my YouTube and everything is going and how I collect, I'm not on that level by any means, but it's really cool to hear like the process that you're going through and how to do it, to show that like it is possible, but it's going to take time. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. You know, it's taking you a long time to go from, you know, your Instagram just selling books over, you know, when you got started, all the way to finally getting your own print, you know?
Yeah, but look, man, you know, that's how I started too, man, buying and selling on Instagram. Like, you learn business 101 there. You learn how to build relationships. You learn how to negotiate. You learn how to properly ship books. And a lot of times you learn from crappy shipping that you received. And I feel like that's a great foundation for business. And you know, the more you start doing that, the more you'll start to see other opportunities arise.
Right. Man, I have gotten some shitty packages from USPS lately. Oh, man. But if anything right now, I really hope USPS kind of gets their stuff back on track, because I've got like 7 things shipped right now, and like one was supposed to be here on the 7th, and now it's the 14th. It's like,
well, you know, it's the worst time, man, for this.
Dude, it's so bad. All right, so let me hit this chat up so we don't leave anybody behind here. Let's see where we at. Yeah, living under a rock if you're not subbed. Yeah, definitely.
Well, he's a little biased because he is one of my mods.
Right. Thank you, Bearded. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I guess Santa is already an adult. Well, it's a Santa for adults, I guess is what I meant.
Yeah,
you know
definitely. I mean. Yeah, Andy agrees. That's how you know it's like the best idea ever, is when Andy agrees. All right, Panda, what you got? I would have a Turtles cover with just the 4 brothers in Panda cosplay, with each one holding the Panda head or some variation of holding Panda head costume.
My man got good ideas.
Dude, that's hilarious. I bought a raw copy of the Vampirella cover, plan on sending it into Gem and Fee to get signed, maybe a sketch.
For my daughter. She won't do it.
No?
Me and Fee will sign it, but Jay's like, no.
That's pretty awesome. Bro, like I said, I think you being able to like get this off the ground, working towards it, I think that's like really cool, and I'm gonna have to get one. I'm probably gonna do it on Friday when I get paid, but
we appreciate the support, man. We need to get the numbers up. We got to get Jusko.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Jusko ain't cheap.
No, apparently not. Right? Okay. All right. So you got this giant, awesome Vampirella cover coming over here. What is your giveaway going on? So we can talk about your giveaway here real quick. Get that shameless plug going on here.
So I've always been big into giveaways. I've always been big on celebrating the milestones of the channel with the viewers, man. Ever since I think 4,000 subscribers, I started doing giveaways, and then it was from 5 to 10 to 20, 25. You know, if it was slow, I might do an 18,000 subscriber. You know what I mean? But I always like to give out, and I've done pretty big stuff back, you know, in the past. I've done, you know, statues like the ones you see behind me and stuff. So I'm like, man, first of all, on the road to 100K, we did a pretty big giveaway every 2,500 subscribers. So from 90 till now, we did, you know, already 3 big giveaways. So I was going to give away some of my personal things for the 100K. And I was like, man, I mean, that's cool and everything, but I just want it to be big because it's 100K. Come on, man. How many of us get to that level? Not too many. So it's like, yo, we got to knock it out the park. So I basically just emailed all the companies that I have a relationship with and asked if they wanted to donate towards the giveaway. So, of course, you know, they were all like, hell yeah, we'll donate. So Sideshow Collectibles, they sent us a life-size nano gauntlet from Hot Toys. And we have it downstairs sealed.
How big is it? Like, is it going to fit my giant? Can it fit your whole arm? Like,
the box looks like it's got a huge quarter scale statue in it. It's a huge box, yo.
Damn.
I haven't opened it yet. I was gonna review it, but I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't want to like give somebody a used thing, you know?
Right.
So I got the nano gauntlet from Hot Toys. that Sideshow sent us. PCS Collectibles, who I've had a great relationship with, they're donating a 1/3 scale Rambo statue, and it's an artist proof. It doesn't even have like an art box or anything. It's like a sample piece. So that's pretty cool. The big, tall Rambo. XM Studios is donating the Joker Orochi statue, which is from their Samurai line. And I reviewed the prototype, man. This thing is humongous. It's the biggest statue, I think, even compared to the 1/3, just because of the mass.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the third gift. What else did I have here? Prime One Studio, they sent us an entire line of their Cutie One. I don't know if you guys seen these. They're like higher end Funko Pops. So It's like the whole DC Comics line of those. Figurama sent their 1/6 scale Thor Ragnarok diorama, which is not Thor from Marvel. It's like some kind of
that one looks really cool. I like the way that one looks. Yeah.
And then Marvel Comics, they sent us 3 sealed omnibus. They sent Ven Omnibus Volume 3, the Captain America Brubaker Volume 1 reprint, which is not even out yet, and Marvel Horror Lives Again. Cheap Graphic Novels, who's one of our sponsors, where you could buy these types of books. They're donating a gift card.
Link is down in the description. I'm going to end up using that because we're going to talk about that here in a second. But yeah,
for sure. And then lastly, Dynamite, they sent us the 2 statues that are part of our campaign, and I'm going to give both of those to one winner. They're smaller scale Vampirella statues.
Awesome.
So 10 winners. One winner will get 2 Vampirella statues, but it's 10 winners for the 100K.
Dude, that's awesome. That is an extravagant and over the top giveaway for hitting 100,000 subscribers. That's awesome.
That's what we were going for.
All right. So yeah, look, Bearded agrees. You're killing it.
Appreciate
it. Skeff, we know you like giveaways. You're all about the giveaways.
You gotta be, man. You gotta give back. It really does come back to you, man. You build better relationships that way. I see a lot of other channels that don't do that. I never understood it. I'm like, man, you got to be involved with the community. You got to celebrate your wins and share the wealth,
Right, definitely. Okay, here's an important question. Have you ever read Saga?
Of course.
Did you know that Andy reads Saga?
I read Saga with my wife, and we both did a review on it on the channel. So if you guys want to know our thoughts, you can hit Gem at Collectibles and check out the review.
Boom, there you go. Okay, so let's progress here a little bit. Dude, I literally have like 20 questions here lined up. I know we're probably not going to get to all of them, but
man, I got time, man. We're chilling.
If I didn't have these questions laid out, I was going to hear shit from Skeff. I was going to hear shit from Dustin. Like, okay, look, guys, I've got an entire sticky notepad on my computer all lined up. Okay, so yeah, don't hate. Okay, so as far as collecting, why did you end up gravitating towards having such a huge collection of omnibus versus like your comics? Now, I can't see your comic book collection, okay? But I can see your omnibus collection, obviously. So why is it that you went that route versus single issues?
Well, for one, you kind of just answered your own question. So when I was collecting single issues, I had a big shelf like this higher up with white short boxes filled with comics. And it just didn't look good. It didn't look appealing, And at the time, I was reading single issues, and I was buying raw keys, getting them slabbed, flipping up to higher keys, and I was in the CGC game like a lot of you guys. And then one day, I walked into my local comic shop, and I saw the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1, which, if it's close, I'll grab it. I saw this, so I'm collecting keys like this, and I was like, so immediately it caught my eye. And I've had like trade paperback masterworks before, and I like the idea of collecting issues that are very hard and very expensive, hard to find and very expensive. So anyway, I looked at this book and I was like, yo, for $100, I get issues 1 through 38 of Amazing Spider-Man plus Amazing Fantasy 15, Annual 1 and 2, Strange Tales Annual 2, and Fantastic Four Annual 1. I bought it. I immediately fell in love with it. And I've always been an obsessive, compulsive collector. Like, if one's good, two's better. After this, I got an Infinity Gauntlet. Then I was like, all right, I need all the Fantastic Fours. Okay, I need all the X-Men. And then it just
snowballed. It just turned into a big issue.
Sure a lot of you guys can relate to that collector's mentality. And once I had like all like the really books that I wanted, I started saying like, okay, there's only like this many that are left that would complete every omnibus that's out. So screw it. Let's buy Muppet Babies and Women of Marvel and all this stuff that you probably won't read, but you got to get it for the collection.
Right. That's pretty awesome. Now, how much is your like comic book single issue collecting decreased, or is it stayed about the same? Because like I see you put out your single issue, hauls and stuff like that, just like how we all do, after New Comic Book Day.
Right.
And then obviously lately, we do the Marvel stuff on Thursday, and then we got to wait 3 days to do the DC stuff, because it's coming in late. Mm-hmm. So like what is your collecting as far as the single issue goes compared to your omnibus?
First of all, shout out to my man Biggie Shaq in the chat.
Yo, he's almost at 1,000.
Going for that 1K, baby. Yo. So around the time when I was collecting these omnis that I was just telling you about, I ended up stop reading. How's the right way to say it? I stopped collecting single issues around that time, and I just focused on the omnibus.
Right.
And it wasn't until about 2 years ago, I think it was like July or August of 2019, that I started to get an itch for the single issues because I felt behind with what was going on in current comics. So I just started a pull list again, and I just been reading single comics ever since. So basically, every comic book I've read and reviewed since then, I have somewhere in the house, except for I don't really like to collect single issues, so I'll tend to give them away. Like if something completes, if a run completes, I'll give it away in like one of our gem crates or something. So basically, I have 4 short boxes filled of stuff that's like ongoing still. Mm-hmm. Then I have a huge area over here that has all of fees like Gem Crate Center, where all the donation stuff goes, where all the stuff that I'm done with goes. So there's stuff over there that I don't even remember, but like a lot of issues that I tried the first few issues and I didn't keep up with the run, that shit goes over there,
Yeah, definitely. Look, right there, Greg's on it. For you guys that didn't know, Biggie Shaq is at 937 subscribers. Okay, go sub up to the Immortal Biggie Shaq. There you go, right there, Gem. Like, you just being a part of the community is awesome, man. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out for it.
I never even looked at it like that. Like, I never considered my channel to be a big channel. It wasn't until I saw somebody hating on me that was like, all these big channels out there, like Gem and Collect. I was like, oh, me? I'm a big channel?
Damn, that was savage.
But nah, man, I watch a lot of you guys, man. Like I watch Skeff, I watch Biggie Shaq. I watch a lot of you guys, so it doesn't feel any different.
Right. Legion of Comics, thanks for stopping by. First omnibus I read that was an Alien Predator was Irredeemable from Boom. Great to be able to read straight through, plus a great workout.
Yeah, that's that Mark Waid, I think, right? Yeah, that was a great read.
Right. So
it wasn't Shaq though. I wasn't referring to his ranking or grading the comic book YouTubers.
So you're obviously more omnibus than anything. Your single issues is pretty small. I'd assume you have a pretty small pull list for the most part at your LCS.
I don't know. I mean, I think I read everything big too, unless I drop it, so I give everything a shot pretty much. I don't know. I spend like $60-$70 a week on single issues.
Okay. What about like, are you still hunting single key issues? You pretty much completely done with that.
I got out of the key issue thing, thankfully.
Got you. So
I'll tell you one thing though, like I would love to own them, but I was in that game in 2014, 2015. Like literally the price of every one of those books is like triple now. I can't bring myself to do it.
You're gonna have to sell some of those omnibuses. You're gonna have to like backtrack a little bit, go back.
I did the opposite. I sold a lot of keys and bought a lot of omnis and statues, and that's just my mentality with collecting altogether. When I get sick of something, I'll sell it and help it fund the next thing.
Yeah, I think I saw, what was it? It might have been your live, or it was when you were on the Saturday Night Babylon. I think I caught a portion of that talking about how you just kind of you end up getting bored. It's sticking around. You want to keep moving, so it makes sense that's kind of the route that you end up going with that. So, All right, let me see here. Okay, so I have a question for you. Do you still have that Spawn statue where he's on the cross and he's hanging off?
Wow, that's so crazy that you asked that, yo. And people might get pissed. I sold that and I mailed that this morning.
No fucking way. Really?
I'll tell you the story real quick. So first of all, what Vinny McLean is referring to is this custom Spawn statue that I had commissioned. Basically, what happened is this guy originally commissioned it. He took deposits from a bunch of people and then never made the statue and disappeared. So he scammed a lot of people out of money. So the digital artist, he gave me the render and I had it produced and I sold it at cost. So we made 50 pieces, but I didn't make any profit off of it. Even the prototype, I had to pay what it cost to make, which was more than the production pieces. So 50 people got Spawn at a crazy price, except for shipping kind of killed it because it comes from overseas. But anyway, you know, I commissioned a few statues. I used to buy custom statues, but honestly, like my channel, I wanted to grow my channel and I wanted to have good relationships with the companies that I review for. Like I wanted to have a symbiotic relationship with companies that I review their pieces for. And that was one of the things that they didn't really like is me supporting custom statues. So I agreed not to. And not only that, I had a really big statue that kind of went viral where I hated the custom statue. And I at that time, I was already done with customs anyway. So anyway, I had about 7 custom statues boxed up in storage for months. Mm-hmm. And I was looking around. I was like, you know what, man, let's just sell these statues. I know it's a prototype and everybody expects me to like, oh, I thought you would never sell that, but I don't really get attached to material things like that. I was kind of like, you know what? They're already boxed. I don't have to even box them up. Let's just put them up for sale. Mm-hmm. So I sold that one. I sold the Agent Venom, which was the same story, the same scammer and everything. Mm-hmm. I sold those 2 prototypes and a couple other customs that I had. But what made you bring it up?
Okay, so one of the first videos I watched, or like during that time, it was, you know, you were doing like some of your first like comic book room tours and stuff like that, and so you were showing like your whole thing, and it's like whenever you had the shelving unit and you had everything kind of set up where you were going to put certain stuff, you had some of your X-Men and stuff like that. But I'm a huge Spawn fan. Okay, yeah, I'm a huge Spawn fan, and unfortunately, I hate to admit this, but I haven't watched the animated series. I've seen a little bit of it.
I can never get past the first episode. It's so boring.
It is kind of boring. I will say that. So it's like one of those where I'm gonna have to like pour me a big old pot of coffee and I'm gonna have to sit through it
and just kind of
focus. But the thing is like that Spawn, that moment with him on the cross and his cape is flown and everything is just so badass. And so you had that over there. It'd be over here for you.
Chilling.
You had that was like the first thing that you would see in your video, the way you were doing your videos, and you could see that up there. And it was just super cool, super iconic. And I always wanted to ask you about it, you know, because like, dude, that thing, honestly, of all the other ones that you had up there, that was the only one that I was like, bro, that's dope as hell. I'm probably never going to be able to afford that, but at least I can look at it on somebody else's channel.
I sold the prototype for $2,000.
Oh shit. Bro, like the game is insane. Like you're up, and we're down, But,
not at all, man. You guys got the key issues and all that. I know. I see you guys, man.
Hey, we be trying, or I be trying, but that's my goal. Is for my goal for my channel is I want to collect as many of those important books as possible. You know, first appearance, second appearance, third appearance, depending on what it is. I like it. Number ones, classic covers. I just like, okay, Very Gary. All right, let's talk about Very Gary real quick. If I was to sell my collection, this is how I look at it. If I was to sell my collection to Very Gary and he came to my house and I busted out the short boxes, he would literally have to pick up every single book to show it on the camera and be like, that's a key issue. That's all keys, 100%. I'm not big into like runs or anything like that, but it would be like key issues, iconic miniseries like the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff like that. But that's how I would want my collection to be. So, and that's from big keys to small keys. Like that's how it is for me.
I got you. Shout out to Perry Comics.
Yeah. So Perry, thanks for stopping by, man. Creeping in the the corner over there. We were talking a little bit earlier today. So thanks for stopping by, Perry. Appreciate it, man. What? Okay, hold on. What you got, Biggie? I want to know about the PayPal freeze up Jim went through.
PayPal tried to freeze me up, man. Yeah, I mean, they froze my account. I think I had almost I
Did
said
you say
$5,000 in the video, but I think it was like 5,600 was in the account, froze. Can't transfer it, nothing, no explanation. I called them up. They're very vague. Like, when someone's purposely vague, and I'm like, yo, what do they think I did? Like, yo, I know I get a lot of friends and family. You guys know how it goes. You have live auctions where people are like, yo, send friends and family. We're not a store. We're collectors buying, selling, and trading. So anyway, they froze me up. They wouldn't budge. I tried to pull out all the stops. I was like, yo, I'm a big YouTuber. I got 100,000 subscribers, even though I had
you know who I am.
I try to hit him with that because I have a 9 to 5 where I work in a company that's a Fortune 500 company, and they don't like negative media attention. Yo, PayPal didn't give a. They were like, oh, go make a video about it. Right. So I was heated. I made the video right there. Fee's like, don't do it. No. I was like, no, I'm doing it.
Bro, you were so mad. You were fuming in that video, dude.
Because I was like, all right, maybe it'll go viral. Like, it did 35,000 views, but I've had videos do hundreds of thousands. I was like, yo, maybe it'll go viral. Everyone who watches my channel uses PayPal because you're a collector of some kind. Anyway, they still didn't give a dang. I put them on blast on Twitter. Mad people have my back. They still didn't do anything. And then somebody hit me on the side tip like, yo, this is a different option. If you refund a bunch of payments within 180 days, because that's how long they wanted to hold the money for. I was like, you could like refund it to people you trust and have them hit you with the cash or pay through Zelle or something. So I was like, bet. Like, I hit up one of my dudes that was like, we have something going on, and I refunded him mad big payments, and boom, he hit me through Zelle. Yo, that Spider-Man booth, he got me out of a bind for real. Yo, that's my boy.
Bro, that's awesome.
So anyway, we got the bread back, still blocked, still can't use PayPal. I haven't really been hustling since, yo. This stuff that I sold, a big part of it was that I'm used to having money coming in because I'm always wheeling and dealing, but I've kind of been laying low ever since then, bro, because I didn't want to use Venmo because they own Venmo. Mm-hmm. Zelle, not everybody has. There's no buyer protection. Cash App, same deal. And like, if most people that I deal with know me, so it's okay. Like, some dude mailed me a check. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. But
he mailed you
me a check. Off Instagram. I didn't know him, but he knew me. So it was like, I got the check, cashed it, sent him the statue.
Damn.
So I haven't really been wheeling and dealing. So I put these up. I'm like, yo, no PayPal, just Venmo your boy or Cash App or whatever. And mad people came through. I sold like 4 or 5 pieces, and I put the post up like 2 days ago.
Nice. There you go, Immortal Biggie Shack. There's your answer to that. Also, go check out that video and see how hot Gem was, dude. Oh man.
And then some people, like, I did a update video on how I got the refund, and I purposely like put on the same shirt and put on the same lights. And then some people were like, oh, he filmed this in the same day, but it really wasn't. I don't know. I felt like it should look similar, like the update video. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I actually watched that while I was sitting in a truck at work. I was like, I'm not doing anything right now. Oh shit. What? He got stuck on PayPal? What?
It wasn't my regularly scheduled video, I don't think either.
No.
I think I dropped it at night. I think it was like a different thing.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question from the Bearded Comic Bro. I know you're out of customs, Gem, but would you ever commission a Gem Mint statue? And if you did, what pose would you do?
I would, man. I would love it. I would love if there was a demand for that. I would definitely make it. I kind of think I like being portrayed as a villain. Give me like a Dr. Doom pose or a Kingpin pose or one of those.
That'd be awesome. Kingpin pose would probably I'd do that. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I'm down for all that. If there's a demand, we'll make it happen. Don't worry. I know how to make statues.
You be watching Perry's reaction videos?
Yeah, that he'd never seen any movie or show in a day in his life until YouTube.
Like, how does that even happen? Like, how?
You know what's funny that you mentioned that? I just checked Perry's channel, I think yesterday, just to be like, yo, let me see how my boy's doing, because he has a lot of banger videos, man. I think it's the Avengers ones that did the best, right? And it's funny because I can see him, and I struggle with the same thing that I can see he's struggling with, man. Like, you try certain things and they just don't pop. Like, it's like, for some reason, the MCU videos pop for him, but if he tries to do like Tales from the Crypt or whatever, it doesn't pop, you know? It's like a fickle game, this YouTube thing, but I'm glad to see that he's still doing his thing. He found a cool niche for himself, and it helps that he's never seen anything. He's been under a rock for the past 20 years. and it all worked out.
It's funny too, like his Perry, his channel is called Perry's Comics, but I don't ever see you do anything comics nowadays, Perry. I see you do reactions, which is awesome.
But I remember I remember he was live at the shop, and I was in the live chat. I caught his ass live, and I was like, "Yo, ask that guy how if he reads Venom or something like that."
Right.
But he does those comic videos. But look what popped for him. He just happened to pop with that niche, man. So the smartest thing he could have done was ride that wave. I'm sure he made a pretty penny off them videos. Did some banging numbers.
Yeah, definitely. Perry, I watch your videos, man. I need to see this Lord of the Rings one, because if you didn't do this right, and if you're doing your cuts and you're pausing the video at the wrong part in time, you're not catching up on stuff, I'm gonna be hating. All right. Adrian, what you got? Jim, have you approached Sideshow for a Gem Man statue with Fee bringing in a bowl of fruit as a companion?
Nah, I haven't approached them yet. I'll know when the time's right. When I feel like there's a demand where there's going to be like 300 people that would buy some type of thing, then I would hit them up to see. But honestly, I don't know that I would really need them. I mean, maybe for distribution, but honestly, I know how to get the statues made, and I could just sell them myself,
Right. Okay, so I think I probably put down too many questions here for us today.
Man, don't worry about it. I'll let you know if I got to go.
Okay, so all right, I don't have an omnibus. So the closest thing to an omnibus I have is I've actually got 2 of the Walking Dead compendiums. I think I got volume 1 and volume 2.
I mean, look, they're collected editions. They have multiple issues, and they're a way to get the entire run. Same premise.
Okay, so what would you say? For me, example, what should I look for as far as which omnibus to get? So let's say I want to get like do they do a Hellboy omnibus? Yeah.
So what you got to really know is that Marvel and DC are the only ones that really do omnibus, right?
Okay.
Dark Horse does library editions, which are still collected editions. So for Hellboy, you can see those black books in the corner next to BPRD underneath Donatello.
Right.
So they're big hardcovers. They're taller than an omnibus, but it's the same premise. They collect the entire run in sequential order, and there are 7 volumes.
Okay. So basically,
you should get those. Those are great, and they're always available. They're constantly in print.
So are those ones, would you say, are less expensive versus trying to get like a main Marvel or DC character omnibus?
So, yeah, I think those library editions retail for $50, but that's what's great about the omnibus game, bro. Like cheapgraphicnovels.com and other online sites, even Amazon, your people, for some reason, omnibus are super discounted on the day of release. So you could buy them up to 50% off the day they come out. So that's the other thing that really, thanks, Fee. That's the other thing that really intrigued me into the Omni game is like the hustler side of me was like, that's a good buy. You could buy it for half price. These books often go out of print. Then they start selling for more than cover price. So that's another reason why I decided to get them all, because I'm like, you can't go wrong.
Right.
What a deal.
Right. So as far as like value, okay, like not the purchase, but like the long-term value compared to comic books, does the omnibus value rise and fall similar to the comic book game, or is it kind of like gonna stay the same, just like you would buy like a Stephen King book or something?
Okay,
like
so yes, they rise and fall similar to comics. Now, comics value are typically driven by what's happening in outside media. Omnibus value is driven by the scarcity of the book. So if a book goes out of print and is no longer available on Cheap Graphic Novels or Amazon, everyone's going to scour their local comic shop, and now they got to pay retail as opposed to discount.
Mm-hmm.
Once all the comic shops are dried up, where do you think the only place you're going to be able to buy that book?
Probably eBay.
And what are they going to do on eBay?
It's going to be hella expensive.
Exactly. So
and
you're going to buy X-Men Volume 1. I'm sorry, go ahead.
How much is the shipping for an omnibus book?
Well, you got to remember, is media mail.
I'm not sure. What do you mean by that?
Media mail is like crazy cheap, man. Like you ship textbooks or any kind of media that doesn't contain ads qualifies for media mail. So it's a heavily discounted service rate. Of course, the Amazon guy doesn't know about media mail.
Hey, I deal in transportation. I just make sure that you're your packages get from the building to the yard for somebody to pick up. I do nothing with the packaging.
So medium, everyone in the chat probably knows if you buy, ship comics, comics is risky with media mail because they contain ads. So technically they don't qualify, but people still use it all the time.
Okay, got you.
And sometimes the post office might say omnibus don't qualify because they're comic books, but really they do. It's a finicky thing.
I only ask about the media mails because I haven't actually shipped anything yet, so I don't know like the shipping.
You're in the hoarding phase.
Sure, but like my collection of hoarding here, I can tell you the exact number of comics I have right now. I have 383 comics. That's all I have. So I went from like 400 plus on Friday. I'm down to 383. So I had to trade up and get some other stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm not in the shipping side just yet.
Now, the only other thing about the omnibus game, like right now, X-Men Volume 1 by Stan Lee is long out of print. It's considered a whale. They don't call them grails, really, in the omnibus community. They're whales, like the white whale, like Moby Dick. But if that book were to get a reprint right now, it would crash the value of the first printing as well. Because in the omnibus game, collectors just want to own the book. They just want it on their shelf. They want to fill the gap in their collection. Second print is not less valuable, like it may or may not be in comics.
Is this the one you're talking about right here?
That is one. That's the one with the Alex Ross variant. I have the one that has the regular cover from X-Men 1.
Okay.
So you can see like A Journey into Mystery. That's another big one.
This one, okay.
That one, if a reprint was announced, that all those prices would come down, and because a collector is going to say, if I could just buy it for $75 on cheap graphic novels, I'll just do that. I don't need to buy the first printing. It's the same shit.
Okay. All right. Got you. Oh, look at this. What? The X-Men Omnibus Volume 1, Age of Apocalypse, and X-Men 1 for $1,000.
There you go.
Damn.
People are probably selling that because they're assuming that Marvel will reprint those X-Men books, especially with the movies coming out and everything. Yeah,
with X-Men going to be actually coming to the MCU and actually being a part of that.
Right. They probably will.
Okay, let me see here. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm kind of like going a little bit all over the place here in a little bit. Is there any back issue omnibus that you're still hunting for that you haven't actually picked up?
No,
you're done.
I own every omnibus except for ones that maybe are a reprint, but they added a couple more issues, or there's like an omnibus out there that has stories that I have already collected in other omnibus. So it's like, I don't really have the shelf space to just double dip for no reason. And then that's for the big two. For Image and stuff like that, some stuff, if I read it, I'll sell it. Like, I'm like, I don't need to keep it forever. Like, what did I read and sell? Like Promethea Deluxe Editions I sold. I sold like Why the Last Man Absolutes because I bought the omnibus. So I don't own like every book ever, but for the big two, I own every omnibus if it hasn't, unless it double dips heavily or something.
Wow. So like, what are you doing with your channel now? If you got all the omnibus, you know,
I just gotta keep up with the new ones. That's the beauty of it.
So how does that go? So like, as a comic collector, okay, I'm looking at Go Collect. I'm looking at the top 10. I'm looking at HOTS. I'm looking at stuff like that. Is that the kind of same thing for you on the cheapgraphicnovels.com? Are you looking at the new releases like that?
Yeah, I look at the new releases like how I look at the new comic books that come out, so I know what to get for, my weekly comics. Like tomorrow, for example, we're going to be able to order Injustice Volume 2. And what's the other omnibus? The New Mutants omnibus that collects the first chunk of the original run. Yeah, there you go. Eternals. I dropped my video on Eternals today.
I watched that. That was really awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I got that Justice League. What is that? Incorporated. Yeah, Volume 2 I already got, and then the Dead Man omnibus is in the mail, and then tomorrow is New Mutants and Injustice.
I haven't actually been on this website just yet entirely, but I'm definitely, if I'm going to get an omnibus, I'm going to go through and get this one. You
gotta mention me in the memo. You'll get the free shipping on the next order.
Right. Okay, so
I think you could order now on that site on Cheap Graphic Novels. Though, let me see. I think you could get like the books that I mentioned, like New Mutants. I think you can get that right now from them. Let me see.
Look at this right here. Eternals for $75. A big, thick book. That is awesome.
And what's his normal price? Like 125, right?
125, yeah. So I know you got the Jack Kirby cover on the Eternals one, but
Alex Ross is dope, man.
I think that Alex Ross, considering that it's not the volume 1, right? So you have the volume 1, so you had to have the cover, the number 1 cover on that one.
Yeah, you're right. I think I should have gone with the Alex Ross on this one, bro,
because it was the new edition that came out, like with the extra books and stuff.
Yeah, and you're right. And it's only issue 18 on the cover. Like the original volume has issue 1 on the cover, and that was a no-brainer. But yeah, I kind of messed that one up.
Right. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look on here and see what I'd like to get as my first omnibus. I have no idea what it would be. And
well, what's your favorite character? What's your favorite team?
Man, that's such a loaded question. Okay,
what's the first one that comes to mind?
Well, it's not going to be a Marvel or DC.
That's fine.
So I'm big into Hellboy.
All right, boom. Get the Hellboy library editions and stop bullshitting.
I'd like to get like did they put out Spawn? Did they do any?
Spawn is a tricky one. Spawn has 4 deluxe editions, which they're slipcase hardcovers. They're crazy out of print. Volume 1, I think they sell it for $1,000 alone. I do have the 4, but when I got them, it was only like $300 to get volume 1, which was a lot of money at the time as well. Yeah. Now they are Todd McFarlane just announced compendiums, first 50 issues, so that might be the way to go.
Right. Let's see. Goodness gracious. I do like Turtles. I would like to get the Mirage Studio Volume 1 that Dustin showed, I think, when he was on for.
Does he have the Ultimate Collection, or does he have the Pizza Box Colored Classics?
No, he's got. I think it's the Ultimate Collection is the one that he has for the.
There you go. I have both because I don't know, because I want to sell one of the sets, so I don't think I need the black and white and the color. You know.
Right. Look at here. Okay, so my cat is an attention whore, and he's just not leaving me the hell alone.
What's funny is that I didn't see a cat at all, and then as soon as you hit live, all the cats started coming out the woodworks.
He's just coming everywhere. Goodness gracious. Okay. Oh Lord, look at this. If Adult Santa was true host, he'd buy an omnibus live on the stream.
Do it live.
Bro, stop putting stuff like this out into the world, okay? Just enjoy the show. Yes, I definitely would like to get a Marvel or the Mirage Studio Volume 1 of the Turtles.
Or the IDW got some good deluxe editions, too, for the new run.
Skeff is waiting for the Venom. Look at there. Get them Hellboys now, Jim. Yes, he did say, I'll probably most likely do it. Now, the thing is I'm going to have to get a different bookshelf. So this bookshelf that I have over here is solid wood, and it is there's not a lot of space left on it. So I'm going to have to get a new bookshelf that's going to be big enough to be able to handle some of those big editions, omnibus and stuff like that. There's probably going to be some redesign happening. But
all the omnibus collectors typically get the IKEA Calyx or sometimes IKEA Billy.
So my wife, in her office over here, she actually got a similar one, and it's more long and short.
Yeah, I think Walmart has even like a similar style one.
Yeah, but she has it for roller skates. She does roller derby, and she does all that. So she's got it for a display.
So whoop your ass, basically.
I think Jem might have an omnibus or 2 to sell. I don't know. It sounds like you've got everything you want, so you're not getting rid of it.
I actually never really sell omnis. I'll sell like oversized hardcovers or library editions, but like I never have sold an omnibus.
Right. Okay. Let's keep going here. Okay. So we were briefly talking about the Eternals, the different cover for the omnibus.
Right.
Now, because you kind of you were like, I wanted to get the other one, the cover 18 for the new one, but you were kind of tossing up with getting the Alex Ross one. Are you kind of the same with your omnibus in your comics, in the fact that you prefer to get cover A's,
the
original versus like variants? Are you like a variant cover person? Like
I always go cover A's. Always. I'm not into like really the variants. Like it's funny, I'm making my own variant, which I do like. And I would rather have that cover than the cover A. But yeah, traditionally I go cover A. And traditionally with omnibus, I go for the cover that matches the artwork that's inside, which is usually the variant actually for the omnibus, to be honest.
Interesting.
It's the direct market variant are usually the classic covers.
Okay. What do you use to track your comics? Do you use like CLZ? Do you use anything like that, or do you have something like that for your omnibus too? Is there an omnibus app that helps you track all your omnibus?
Nah, I just I always kept it tracked up in my head, and at this point, like I just have to look to see what new omnis come out this week, and I just pick up the new ones. So, no, I don't track them.
So here's I'm not paid to say this, but if you wanted to get some type of tracking for your comic books, I would definitely recommend CLZ app. That's what I use. So this is what it looks like. This is all of the covers for all the comics that I own. You can share it with everybody else. You can like send a link to be able
You
to
can put omnibus there as well.
I don't think you can put omnibus. However, if there's not one, you would be the dude to try and find somebody to commission to put together an application for omnibus online library.
So I guess I could also just find like the cover from the omnibus and use that issue or whatever.
You could potentially do that too as well. But if you're looking for something for your comics, I know you're not like as extravagant with your comics as you are with your omnibus. I would suggest this just to make sure you don't accidentally get doubles if you're not intentionally trying to get doubles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. All right. There you go. That's my issue too. I don't have enough shelf space for an omnibus collection. I've got a whole plan I want to try to do in my office here, and it's a long, arduous plan, but I need more shelf space, no doubt. All right. What you got, Adrian? If you were to sell those original Turtles edition, how much do I need to come up with grab that from you?
Yeah, and I'm torn on if I want to keep the black and whites or the colors, so I don't really know yet.
So send them a message, not tomorrow, not
today. What I would do, like if these were still available online, I would beat the price for like whatever they're selling online. Now, if they're out of stock, I'll probably just charge cover price for all of them.
There you go, Adrian. So hit him up in like a week or two. He might change his mind.
I am looking to make space, yo.
All right. So let's see here. Okay. So I know you've got all the Marvel, all the DC. Is there any lesser known titles that you prefer? Do you have an actual preferred publisher of like for like omnibus or comics, just like anything all around?
You know what's funny is that when I come up here and I try to pick a new book to read, I always go to like the Image books, man, or the Image or IDW or Boom or Dark Horse. I tend to like grab. I have a higher read percentage of those books compared to like the hero books, to be real.
That's interesting because like I'm kind of also the same way. I feel like
I love the characters though. That's my thing. I love the characters from Marvel and DC, but I gravitate towards the indie stories.
Right. I definitely can attest to that because I don't think there's any besides like Thor and Venom. The current run with Donny Cates going on right now. I don't think there's any other stories that I'm reading that I'm like going out of my way to make sure I read. So like
Daredevil,
I'm not on the Daredevil thing now. Comic Man Andy has been on the Daredevil thing. We were talking about that last Monday night a little bit because I was asking him what the hell is going on with Elektra donned in Daredevil suit, like what's going on with that. So he was letting me know about it. I'm a huge Daredevil fan. I do like Daredevil, but as far as like a read goes, like I'm very particular about it. So I would definitely suggest, okay, you need to read Once in Future.
Yeah.
Once in Future is the shit right now, honestly.
I got it. Yeah, I got to read the first trade.
It's really good. That's like the one that I'm like trying to keep on top of. And then I guess I would say like we only find them when they're dead, but mostly because like the story needs to like we need some more in the story here because it's going to end up getting cut from the list if it doesn't like move through.
Yeah, I think issue 4 comes out this week of that one, right?
I believe so. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of lost me with issue 2, but I'm still sticking with them.
Yeah, it just seems like they're dragging out the whole traveling through the time warp or whatever it is. Okay, here you go, Skeff. Do you feel that different publishers have better quality omnibus versus others?
They definitely have different quality. I don't know that I would say one's better than the other, and especially because the independent titles don't do as thick of omnis. They don't do as many issues. So the quality tends to be maybe a little bit better because they're more worried about quality than quantity, I would say, in those books.
Right.
And they're cheaper too, which is funny. I mean, but it's less issues.
Okay, so let's see here. All right, so I really want to ask you about what series you are watching right now. So we already talked about the Marvel series or the Mandalorian.
Yep.
We talked about that. Have you watched all the other MCU TV shows?
Yeah, I watched all of them. Not like Perry, like just now for the first time. Except,
Damn,
hold on.
savage.
I did stop watching Shield. I just was like, yo, this is whack. I never watched. Well, Inhumans, was that a movie or a show? It was a show, right?
That was the show. I heard it was absolute garbage. I didn't even waste my time.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I watched all of the Netflix shows, like all of them: Daredevil, Punisher, Defenders. I didn't know what the hell was the big deal with Iron Fist and Defenders. I thought they were good. Everybody was shitting on them.
Iron Fist was pretty crap.
I liked it. I think what is it? Kunlan? How do you say it? I guess they didn't show that until the end, and that was like the cliffhanger, right?
Yeah, that was the cliffhanger, and then they're like, "Well, this one did terrible. That's it."
Yeah, yeah. I guess that sucked, but I liked it.
It was good, right? All right. So, is there any other shows that you watch? Any other animation shows or anything like that that you are like into that you've been watching or that you find yourself going back to?
Not really, man. I'm not really big on TV, to be honest. Like I'm so busy with like trying to read comics and make content and what else do I do? I don't know. I'm always busy and I just don't have time. Usually at night, me and Fee will watch like Shark Tank or like Chopped or what else are we big on right now? We watch goofy shows like that, you know?
Okay.
It's just stuff that's like brainless stuff you can watch.
Okay. So have you caught up on The Witcher? Are you all done with that?
We ended up watching it, but we had to try to watch it like 3 times, yo. We were like, yo, can't get into it. And we finally watched it and we were like,
damn, really?
We couldn't get into it now, but we are also trying to catch up on movies that we've never seen. Like we finally watched The Crow. Last night we finally watched Alita Battle Angel, or is it Battle Angel Alita?
It's Alita Battle Angel, I believe.
We finally watched that last night. And then I told her tonight I want to try to watch the first episode of Clone Wars.
Nice. I remember watching Clone Wars back in the day. It's kind of like gone out the window a little bit, but
I'll tell you what though, I do plan to try to catch all these newly announced shows on Disney Plus. Man, I'm gonna at least give them a shot. If they suck, then I'll drop them. But I'm gonna try to watch them all.
Right. So I watched earlier today. I watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer preview.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. To be honest,
I'm not excited about it, but I do want to see what he looks like holding the shield with the wings and the whole outfit and everything.
I do want to see that. What do you think about the Wanda and the Vision one? Because that one seems to be like a thinker.
Yeah, because from the trailer, I don't really know what it's about. It's like, what is this show going to be about? Is she just wild? Is she just going crazy in her house, and then it's going to do little parodies of like sitcoms? And I don't know. I'm definitely going to give it a shot.
I kind of think that all this is taking place while she's trying to crack the soul gem, like in the continuity. I feel like this is all kind of playing.
They showed it exploding at the end of the trailer, right?
Right. So
that's a good theory.
Yeah. So I feel like that might be where it's at. But I don't know. I'm intrigued by that. I really want to see the trailer for Moon Knight. I want to see what this is going to be, but they haven't put that one out yet. And are they actually going to do a Blade TV show, or is it going to be a Blade movie?
No, that's the movie.
Okay,
and actually, he's the bad guy in Battle Angel Alita. Vector.
Oh yeah, nice. That dude is going to be a great Blade. Honestly, like he
looks. Yeah, I was studying him last night. I was like, yo, this dude's going to kill it as Blade,
bro. Straight up, like Wesley Snipes has that, like he had that super cool, like dark and menacing, like demeanor and everything. But like the new dude that's gonna be playing Blade, he just has that as like his normal body.
Like, he looked like Blade while he was in Battle Angel Alita. I'm like, yo, he looks like Blade right now. Let's go.
Right. So I'm super looking forward to that. I swear I thought I saw somewhere that Kevin Feige was like playing around with the idea, but I don't know if I just misread it wrong. So I know it was originally a movie, but
Bearded said, for someone giving Perry grief and you haven't watched The Crow, it's just one of those ones that always got by me, man.
Yeah. So The Crow, dude, The Crow is like hella like dark, and it's real sad because Home Skillet actually dies during the filmmaking of the movie.
That's what was crazy about it, man.
Bro, that comic book to get a Crow first print #1, holy
Right.
shit, dude, that thing is expensive as
I can
hell.
definitely see why people loved it. It was aged, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's a really good movie. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Did I miss any other MCU show? Or was that all the ones that were being announced?
Yeah, I think. No, I mean they announced other shows like the She-Hulk. I'm interested to see like what cameos show up there. I'm not really too hype on like the little Christmas special for Guardians or the I Am Groot short or whatever that's gonna be. That's kind of like whatever.
Right. I'm really curious to see. Yeah, like I'm gonna see the She-Hulk. I want to see how that's gonna end up playing
Secret
out.
Invasion should be dope. Hawkeye. I mean, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna have those guys that are like, bro, what is it? The mob that they fight from the Fraction run? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
But
what's the Hawkeye show gonna really be about besides him being like a mentor to Kate Bishop, right?
oh yeah, Loki. The Loki one,
Loki's pretty cool.
the Loki one looks interesting. I think that might be the best looking one that they put together so far, in my opinion. I'm really curious to see how that's going to look.
Yeah, I just like how they were like they sidelined them in the movie, and it's like, well, this is what happened to him when that went down. I think that's a cool premise, and I like how they care about continuity and connecting everything. I just think that's why the MCU is so great.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to a lot of these. So, all right, so I'm going to introduce somebody here, guys, and I'm going to embarrass him really hella hard right now. So for those of you that are just now tuning in, okay, this guy told me to hit up Gem Mint, throw a shot in the dark, see if you'll be willing to come on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber, because I'm trying to make this show bigger and better than the Saturday Night Babylon. Not gonna lie, those guys have got too much of a capitalization, monopoly over the live streams. So this dude told me to hit up Gem Mint. I did. Gem Mint said, yo, I'll be there, set time and date. I did it. And literally almost every single day, this dude is asking me, yo, what are you going to talk about? What's going on? What are you going to do? Do you even have a plan? Do you even know how to be a host? Every single day. And then on top of that, he's like, yo, how do I get on this? What, bro, can I come on? Yo, I really want to get on this show. Like, I really want to get on it. So without further ado, I'm going to get this dude in here. You guys should know him. Skeff's Comic Knowledge.
Skeff, what's up, man?
Hello. How are you? None of that is true, by the way. Not a single word of that is true. He is just blowing smoke.
Let me tell you, I was telling Vincent before, I was telling Vincent before the show started that I happened to come across your videos while I like to, at night I'm in bed and I flip through YouTube and, I like to check on my channel. I kind of get an overview of it. And then I start looking around and I saw your video and I watched it and I was like, oh man, I like this dude. He's so cool, comic collected. He seems so authentic. When he gets the grades, he's super happy. And I told Fee, my wife, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna drop a comment on this dude's video, and maybe if he knows who I am, maybe he'll get excited or whatever. But I didn't know if you knew me or if you were even in the same circle of people or not. So then I saw that you were, and I saw you on the Instagram, and I was like, oh shit, to go see it. I didn't know. I just saw your video. I didn't know if you knew any of the same people or not.
I love that. I love everything about that. And yes, I was like, it in essence, it legitimized the video. I'm like, oh, he commented. It's a real video now.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome to see.
It was epic.
Yeah. And Skeff, first of all, nice to meet you. Second of all, man, Vincent,
pleasure, sir.
You need friends like that, like Bearded Comic Bro said, keeping you in check. Like if he wasn't your friend, he wouldn't even tell you any of that stuff and just let you embarrass yourself or whatever.
Right.
Greg, you would have, but
I'd say Greg is.
I was so excited. I remember Vince.
Go ahead, Scott.
I was just happy Vincent asked you. Vince is like, I'm not gonna ask him. I'm just like, why not ask him? Like you lose nothing.
You know what's funny, Skip, that you say that, because I put that post on the story And what if nobody hit me up? You guys legitimize me by even saying, "Oh yeah, we would love to get him on the show." That legitimizes me. You know, I didn't even think about that, but like if nobody would have responded, that would have been pretty embarrassing.
I'm open for offers. Any takers?
Yeah, I wanted to go on my press run, man, trying to really push this variant. And yeah, and I guess it does. It helps other channels and just gives everyone some exposure. So it was a win-win.
No, it was very awesome. I'm very proud of Vince for doing this.
You did all right.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, you might be able to come back on the next Monday Night Jibber Jabber. I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, me, you're talking to me, right?
Yes. You and like five other
good.
people.
Making sure.
Yeah, you and including Jim now. That's like 6 people that have like guaranteed spots. Like at any given time, you're just like, yo, hey, I see you're live. Send me the link. Let me jump in. You know, that's.
I might do that. Sometimes I get bored and I'll be scrolling through YouTube looking at people's live streams.
So, Skeff,
I can't imagine. Yeah.
So I know you got like 8 million questions you want to ask Jim here real quick. So just go ahead.
I just have one. Ahead. Just one. So Jim, I'm just kind of curious. Like, what is like a day for you? Like wake up, like check, like create. Like, how does that work on like a day in the life of Jim?
Cool. So hold on before you get into that. So, Skeff, I'm assuming you're trying to get a little bit more like YouTube creator like ideas kind of thing. So I literally have an entire list of questions that we can do with this too as well. So that's kind of like why I pulled you in, because I knew you're going to ask all these questions here. So
I had just a couple.
Go ahead, Jim.
So I still have a regular job. You know, I still have a career that I've been fortunate enough to be able to work from home during this whole pandemic, you know. And my job, you know, I'm good at my job, so I'm able to multitask. So, you know, I might have my job right here, and then I might have this right here, you know. So I make sure I get everything that I need to get done. And I try to record a video a day that I can kind of get ready for the next day or the following day. I used to stack up a lot of videos because I drop videos every day, you know, except for Sundays I do it live with my wife. But the thing about stacking up too many videos at once is sometimes time-sensitive videos keep bumping it, and then it's like stale by the time you're ready to drop it. And a lot of times, like now, I'm promoting giveaways and stuff, so I can't be promoting a 100K giveaway, and this video gets bumped until I've already passed that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I plan on my week. Like I know I'm going to drop the new comic book day reviews on Wednesday. I know I'm going to go live on Sunday. So okay, that's 2 days taken care of easily. So then I got to figure out what to do for 5 days. Now, typically I'll get a statue or two that comes in, or something that I could review, or some omnis will come in that I can do a haul video, or I'll read some type of collected edition like Berserk or something with my wife, and then we'll do a review on that. So, you know, that's kind of been how I've been doing it for, you know, like I've been doing daily content at least since by myself
for a
since
while
July
now.
2019, you know, but I really was big on daily content since I started the channel. But like doing just myself, I have my wife helping, definitely been every day at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, a video comes out.
Okay.
Dude, that's intense. I think I could probably do 3, maybe 4 times a week, maybe. That's pushing it, but I probably could do at least 3 times a week personally. I do the Monday live. I do the Thursday dedicated video. I probably could squeeze in a Friday video too as well, but it is a lot of work. Like doing the YouTube content creating is a lot of work, especially when you think about like how many takes you need to do, or versus like how many times you want to, or how long you want to sit in the chair, try to edit a video.
And that's true. And the longer that I've been doing this, it's not the same quality as when I started. Like my quality has continually gotten better. The editing has gotten better. So it takes longer. Right. I don't like to really jump cut my stuff. So if I mess up, I might just start all over. You know, I like to be really clean with it. And another thing I didn't really mention, like a lot of my day is like maintaining the channel, like checking how the video's performing, replying to comments. A lot of it is like surrounding the channel, wheeling and dealing. I'm a lot of phone calls with companies or publishers or other YouTubers or just always something. It would probably make for a good reality show, to be real.
Well, for you to be at that level, having to, like,
behind the scenes, like behind the scenes of what a day is like.
I probably look really different than how it might look on camera to people. I don't know, but it's my wife is super supportive. She knows that like really everything kind of revolves around the channel and what's good for the channel, and like that's definitely my dream to continue to grow it and do it full time, and get into a position where where I could do that. Like my goal, really, to be real, is to build up the collection big enough that I could sell it, pay off the house, and then continue collecting and just doing the channel, but not having to worry about a mortgage and just kind of having fun and starting over, which I've been known to do. Like I've sold all my statues before, and now I have a whole house full again. I've sold all my slabs to buy an AF-15, and then I got all the other keys again. Like that's how I like to collect anyway. So in my mind, I'm like, once I have the value of the home within this collection, I want to flip it, sell-a-thon, and then continue collecting. Maybe I'll start with a different theme. Maybe I'll do Alien and Predator statues or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I can't imagine what it would look like for you if you started doing it full time compared to what you're doing it now.
But that's the thing, I always say, like,
what you're doing now.
With my job, it's like I'm gonna continue to do both until I can't do both anymore, and I'm doing all right on both, so I just keep it up.
Love the passion behind that. That's amazing. And you're still having fun. The most important part, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would be collecting this crap anyway, even if I didn't have a channel. It just it helps that I have a channel because it gives me more of an incentive to be so on top of it,
That's awesome.
Okay, so I don't have a lot of YouTuber content creator questions here for you, Jim. I only have 10.
I like to talk about this because, I mean, how often do you get to really talk about this stuff, And YouTube doesn't teach you any of this stuff. A lot of it is trial and error, and you learn and you info share,
Yeah, I would say
you learn from YouTube.
From the results, right? They give you the analytics and the data, but you don't really know what to do with it. And I wasn't always like a super analytical, numbers-driven guy, but I kind of have become that with trying to do YouTube.
Greg, that is unfortunate because you have kids. So
I did the same thing.
That's cool, man.
Let's see. Okay, so what advice would you give to up and coming content creators? And Skeff doesn't fall in this category because he's on the way to 2,000 subscribers. So you're on my channel.
Well, Skeff found his niche, man, and that's what I think is very difficult about YouTube. And I think I was fortunate that I had like 3 niches within comics. Like I like, collected editions, weekly comics, statues, arcade one-ups. Like that's what helps me have daily content, is that I kind of have a couple of different hobbies that I dabble in, even though it all fits under the same umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you want to find your niche, and the way you do that is by trying new things, sticking with what works, dropping what doesn't. Like I probably won't do movie reviews anymore. They just never really worked for me, and I'm not really a good movie critique. I like everything, really. So it's kind of like hard to be a movie critic.
Right.
But yeah, like Skeff does his CGC unboxing, and he's successful with that. And then you come back because you like his personality, and you feel like he's real. The best thing you could do is be authentic in YouTube, because it's so obvious when somebody is and when somebody isn't. So and nobody can be you. Like Skeff is one of a kind dude, man. Like there's nobody else out there that's like him. So I think that's what drew me to his channel to begin with.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I do feel like live streams is a tough nut to crack. I think that you either got to build your channel off of live streams or off pre-recorded content, because YouTube doesn't seem to push live streams the way they do pre-recorded videos, unless that's all you're known for and your subscribers are there because you go live. My subscribers are not here because I go live. I can have 100,000 subscribers and go live, and I'll be happy at 300 people watching. Yeah. So they're there mostly because I do statue reviews. Another big group is there because they like my omnibus stuff, and another group is there because they like my weekly comic book reviews. So something a bigger channel said to me, and he wasn't bigger than me when he found me. He blew up crazy quick, man. My boy Bam Collectibles does the anime statues. He was like, YouTube's an algorithm. How does YouTube view your channel? If they look at Skeff's channel, what do you think YouTube would view you as?
I mean, obviously an
unboxing in the comic books.
Right. So if you did a toy hunt, you probably won't get a lot of views on that because the algorithm is gonna not know. They're not going to know what to do with that video. Right. So for me, when I do a statue review, it knows what to do. It's like, get that thing out there. This is the bread and butter, baby. But if I do a Funko video, YouTube's going to get a little confused. It's not really going to know what to do with it. Now, you might still get some good views because you have a core base at some point. Some people that'll watch your videos no matter what you do because they've fallen in love with you, right? So that's kind of something that I try to think of, man. How does YouTube look at me? And I probably confuse the hell out of them with doing a couple of different variety of things,
Right. I mean, I would say like the thing that works for you is you have all of these different avenues you're able to go in, but it's still all with under the comic collecting umbrella.
Right.
It's not like you're a comic collector and then you're also trying to do like a gaming channel and then you also like to crochet on the side. Like,
and then I'm teaching you how to like clean pools and like,
you can't really have all that.
Because gaming might fit in there as well. But if I did a stream right now, gaming, I'll probably get 90 people watching live, which to me doesn't really mathematically make sense with the subscriber amount. Right. But it just goes to show you, like, your audience is your audience. YouTube will give you little hints. If you look at what they're saying in the dashboard, your audience didn't respond well to this video. So that means the people that subscribe to your channel don't want to see you play video games. They subscribe because of your CGC hauls, and they want to know if you got that 9.8 or not. So you got to really think of it like that.
Yeah, well, if it's Ultimate Fallout 4, he's trying to box, he's not hitting a 9.8. That's already been guaranteed. So
I thought you did hit one.
No,
not cool, bro.
Oh man,
no.
What about how that book was like $150 book for a long ass time too?
It was. That's when I bought all of them. That's when I bought.
That's why I can't get copies of them. That's why I don't buy keys anymore, man. I can't do it. I used to have all these books for crazy cheap. Like ASM 361 used to be a $300 book all day. What does that thing go for now? Like $700?
Yep.
And
depending on whether a newsstand or not. Yep.
Yeah. And the newsstand thing wasn't that big either. You used to get a little bit of a premium for a newsstand only in a 9.8, and I even made a video about that.
There you go, right here.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that video. I saw the video you did, Jim.
But now that video didn't age well because now people are commanding premiums on newsstands in all grades.
Look at that,
9.8. And the Mark Jewelers too. Like that's now a thing.
And that was always just like a nice little bonus. The Hulk 181 had a Mark Jewelers. Like, ooh, nice. But it wasn't like,
Yeah.
It was like icing, a little bit of sprinkles on that cupcake.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So what are some of the biggest what are some of the biggest learning curves you had to experience as a content creator?
Some of the biggest learning curves, I think dropping stuff that didn't work was one. Like I used to always try to do everything, trailer reactions, movie reviews, and I think that learning curve, looking at the numbers, looking at first hour performance, looking at click-through rate and audience retention and stuff like that. I think those are the biggest curves. It probably the latter, like the data and understanding that first hour performance is really important to your video. So you got to kind of look at when the majority of your audience is watching your videos and try to drop it in that sweet spot. Or, if people keep dropping off while watching the video at a certain point, maybe do something different so you don't lose retention during that time. So all that stuff really matters. Like this type of stream is going to be hell on your analytics because with live streams it's boom the whole way down because it's a long show, and we're not Joe Rogan or anybody. So
no, we're not.
One day.
I don't think we'll ever be Joe Rogan size. Dear Lord, that dude is just. I love Joe Rogan.
I mean, that's the biggest you can get,
Right. Okay. Okay. So we already established who you ended up picking up, while you're browsing YouTube. While you're just like getting ready go to bed. But is like, what is it that you end up looking for within the comic book community? Like, what is the type of thumbnail that draws your eye? Like, is there any particular way a title is, or like, what is it that grabs your attention? Is it just straight the picture, like it's got to catch you?
Yeah, I think you said it best. Like, what grabs my attention? You know, like there's definitely thumbnails I see out there that don't grab my attention, and I probably don't click. I definitely want to see the person on the thumbnail, and that was always important for me. Like, I want to build me as the brand, you know. So I was always in the thumbnail, always in the video, and I think that that's important, at least for me. So if it's important for me, it's probably important for other people as well. Like, you want to know who you're dealing with here, you know. So I think it's important to be in your thumbnails, and you know, eventually you do the dumb YouTube faces where you're always surprised or always shocked or, or whatever.
Like, oh.
But honestly, like, you know, I've noticed if you do a thumbnail and you just have a regular face, it doesn't really get the traction as if you have like a more animated expression, because people want to be excited with you, or people want to see why you're disappointed. So you kind of have to, in my opinion, exaggerate your thumbnail to draw people in. Now, it can't be fake, but it might be exaggerated, you know?
Yep.
Perry knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, okay. Perry said YouTube is weird. They pop videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy was telling me Jim had a bunch of big books back in the day, like that AF-15.
I used to be all about, man. I had them all. I had Fantastic Four.
Jen had all the big slabs.
X-Men. I just never, you know what I never had? I never had a Hulk one. That was always kind of big around that time. And what else didn't I have? I don't know if I ever had a Journey into Mystery 83.
Shoot, if you had one right now, you have to make a deal.
Any of those right now, and I would have sold them now because
I would be all over that book.
You know, I just, you know, when I see the profit, it's hard for me not to sell. And when I had those slabs and they were on the shelf, they started looking like real good money right then. And I was like, man, why do I have this book on the shelf? And at that time, you know what was crazy? I wasn't even as financially well off as I am now, but I just flipped it up. It was all PayPal money. It was all like hustling in the hobby. And I bought the AF-15, and then I was like, damn, man, I kind of need tires. Like, my car needs an oil change. Like, I wasn't broke, but I definitely could have used the money more than the book. So that's when I decided to sell the keys. But then I got into the omnibus, and everything happens for a reason, man. And it transitioned me into collecting what I collect now, which is what I started the channel with.
Right. Okay. So, oh, goodness gracious. When I typed these up, I thought they all like sounded really good, and now they're not sounding very good. So
you didn't run any of them by me. I didn't know any. I would have helped,
bro. I literally.
Jen, do you have your very first omnibus?
I'm sorry. Say it again. I just got a text from the man, Comic Tom.
Do you remember what your
my first omnibus? Yeah, it was the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1 Omni. I showed them earlier. But I think it was before you jumped on.
Okay, that's awesome.
Did you see Skeff? He dropped a video the other day where he finally added some omnibus to his collection.
Skeff did. I think, did I see it?
Yeah, I had. It was Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1.
Did I comment on it?
Yeah.
There you go. See.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why you asked me what was my first one?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't remember.
No, you're good. You're good. That's what I was like. That's amazing. I thought the odds of that were very funny.
Yeah, man, that was because like I said, I was collecting Spider-Man keys. I had the AF-15 around that time. I had villain first appearances early, you know, double-digit Spider-Man keys. And then when I saw that, I was like, damn, these are all the issues I'm collecting. Let me just pick up this book. And then I got to be honest, man, the keys, I didn't feel like I needed them much anymore when I had the Omnis.
That's cool.
Dude,
I love that.
It was pretty awesome. It's kind of funny how like the dots and the T's and everything all just came to a line there. That was wonderful. I think it's also kind of funny how you just got a text from Comic Tom because funny thing, haha. One of my previous live streams, I kind of did like a Hellboy, like kind of more themed Jibber Jabber episode. And I texted Tom and I was like, hey, just throwing this out there. I'm talking Hellboy. I know you're a huge Hellboy guy. You want to come on? And he's like, I can't for scheduling. So it's kind of funny how I got Jim Mint on before I got Comic Tom, and Comic Tom is like the big dude out in the world, for all the comic book creators and stuff. So
sounds like someone needs better time management.
oh
Ooh.
damn.
If I could make the time, now he does do a lot off camera too, man, with buying collection and the mystery mail call and everything.
That was savage, bro. That was savage. Yeah, here we go. If Gem Mint gets a text from Tom,
Definitely a Hulk 180 scenario. No, it's almost like the Daredevil ad scenario where they first had the Hulk, the Wolverine in the ad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I can
really
afford that one probably.
So.
Could afford that one.
Okay. The big question I want to ask here, as far as like creator business kind of thing, is: was it your goal to make your YouTube a business, or did it turn into one as you progress through your YouTube creator journey?
So what made me start the channel is by watching other people that I liked and telling myself I can do that, and I can do it not better, but I knew I could do it bigger. And I knew that I could take these channels that would really focus on one niche, but I collected all of them. So I was like, I'm going to make a channel. I'm going to do it my way, my style. I'm going to do this, and this, and combine it all into one. And I kind of like, this was the plan. Like I wanted to, I didn't want to make the channel just to have fun or have an outlet to talk. Like I really wanted to make a big channel. And that was the goal from day one. So I think I always treated it that way. But, it's still authentic because it's still my passion. It's still what I like to do. Like you wouldn't do all this if you didn't like it to begin with. So, that was just like another aspect of fun for me. Like I always disagree with the saying that comics are meant to be read. I'm sure you guys see that all the time because you collect slabs, right? Comics are meant to be read. Da, da, da.
I've only got 7 slabs. I've got like 18 short boxes full of stuff.
So my thing is like,
I have a couple.
comics are meant to be read, and they're meant to be graded, and they're meant to be bought, sold, traded, and they're meant to be turned into movies and shows and video games and action figures. So for me, the channel was like another extension of my collecting. It was like, it's fun to share it, to inform, to get informed, to grow the channel. And it was just like another thing, another reason why comics are great. And it allows me to have another hobby that not even everybody can really share in, but you could if you wanted to, but not everybody does. And it just was like an evolution of collecting for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of hard to kind of figure out like exactly what direction, like me personally, want to go with my YouTube channel. The goal has always been like, I just want to make good content. I want it to look good. I want it to appeal to whoever wants to watch it.
Okay, so Vincent, so what is your favorite thing about comics? Like what are you in comics for? To read them, to collect them?
It's more to collect them. Like I like being able to make videos where I can show off like some of like the cool key books that I like to collect that are of value, not just dollar wise, but because significance and stuff like that. That's what I like to do.
So if I were you, and I hope you don't mind if I give you advice.
Oh, give the advice. Come on.
So if I were you, I would focus on that aspect of creating content. So maybe you'll talk about all the key issues for your favorite character, or the most expensive issues, or the cheapest for that character, or how you come about buying your key issues, or when you get them in, you can do hauls, and then maybe you send them in to get graded, and you do the whole, that whole thing. So I would surround the content around what your expertise is within the hobby, right? Like, so if that's what you like to do, I wouldn't really expect to see you do movie reviews, you know what I'm saying? Or even statue reviews, like, right? That's what you like about the hobby. So that's what I would focus on. And then within those different types of videos you can make, you'll see what takes off, you'll see what doesn't perform well, and then you can try to do more of what works and less of what doesn't.
Right. That is,
you listen to that advice. That's great advice.
That's really fucking good advice.
Solid advice. It's solid.
So,
I wouldn't be afraid to try things, but I would definitely not do things that don't work. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Hey, I love getting advice. I get tons of advice from Skeff all day. I get tons of advice from Comic Fan
I
Andy.
love his advice. I just yell at you.
He doesn't yell at me. The only person that yells at me anywhere in this comic book community is Bearded Comic Bro and Dustin from Two Bros. Those are the only people that yell at me.
Hey, that's the friends you need, man. You don't need yes men.
Exactly. So, but yeah, Skeff, you got any other questions you want to ask? Because we're hitting that hour and a half.
Yeah, just one. Jim, so during this whole like just rise to like epicness, I'm sure there were moments along that path where like it was a little more challenging than others. And like, what are some things you did like keep fighting through that? Like when maybe weren't hitting as many subscribers during certain points, if there were lulls here and there.
Well, it happens now, man. Actually, I've been having a real shitty like week or two for videos that aren't really performing well, but the subscribers are still coming in. So man, once you start paying attention to the numbers, it's a gift and a curse, because I have a shitty day if a video doesn't perform. Like my wife knows, she'll be like, oh man, she feels bad, but it's kind of one of those things, man. Like, but throughout as a whole, it's always been kind of an uphill swing as far as the subscribers and the views and everything. And sometimes you want to recapture the lightning in a bottle and get that viral video that I've had a few of them, and it's like hard to recreate it, even though you're doing the same concept, and although it's different, or even it might be even better, but then you're playing the algorithm game, and it's just a hard nut to crack sometimes. When you're data driven, it's gonna get very frustrating when stuff doesn't perform well. Even today, I had a video today. I think it didn't perform well, although I didn't really expect it to, because it's not like a nice big statue or not nice shiny thing. It was just kind of an omnibus from the Eternals that not too many people know about. I was hoping to catch the SEO based on the MCU hype, but I guess it's not really there yet. Just kind of those things, man.
Okay.
Like your ultimate Fallout road to the 9.8 is going to be good because Miles is so hot right now. You know, like that's smart. Like really, if I was you guys, if I was you, Skeff, like I would look for the key issues that are based on the hot issues that are out right now. Like you're trying to find what's a hot key, man. I don't know, like Mephisto, Silver Surfer 3. You're trying to find those in the wild and slab them, or you're trying to crack and press to bump grades. Like,
he's not going for that though. He's going for the modern book that came out like 2 weeks ago, and that's what he's going for right now.
No, but at the end of the day, you also got to do what you love as well. So there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah.
I do like the Silver Ages. They're just harder to come by and they're a little pricier. So when they come across them, it's good to pick them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's got to be a little more particular.
Yeah, TMNT keys, man. You try to find them Archie number ones that are selling for stupid money right now, and
look, got it right here. Got me my number 4. Like this is the lowest one I got. I didn't have to pay arms and legs for it, but I did have to pay a bit for it.
Like Vincent, that I would watch a video if you were like, I finally got this number 4, and then like the video is like you introduce yourself, then you do overhead shots, and you're flipping through the first printing of TMNT 4 and and then what it sells for and what condition you think it's in. Like, man, this thing's writing itself.
There you go. Hey,
pretty much.
Okay, so what Jim is saying is that my most viewed video was an unboxing, that I shouldn't have stopped doing unboxings. I'm YouTubing.
What are you doing? What did Perry say? Follow the money. If that's what the views were, that's what the people wanted to see. You got to give the people what they want sometimes.
Yeah. So it is interesting how that's kind of like how the YouTube algorithm kind of plays a part. And unfortunately, it's like, okay, like, do you want to do what you really like, or do you want to do like what people want to see?
But you got to find that sweet spot that's both, right?
Yeah,
like I'm sure unboxings. I'm sure he likes to get packages and buy shit, you know? So, I mean, you got to find that sweet spot that works. You don't want to, I can't imagine a video being popular or something that you're not really into, you know, that I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, because we all started out doing this because it's what we like to do, and we're not trying to cater to everybody based on the data, but you do want to ensure that you give quality content for stuff that people predominantly like that you put out.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we're about the hour and a half mark, a little bit over. That's okay. No problem. But I just want to say thank you to Gem Mint once again for coming on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber. This has been wonderful. I appreciate you responding and saying, yo, I would love to come on. You didn't actually say that, but you said, yeah, I'll totally do it. So thank you very much for stopping by.
He was like, who is this?
Yeah.
I might have said, yo, I'll come on. That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah. So thank you very much for you guys. If you are just now catching the end of this, Gem Mint is almost at 100,000. Go support Gem Mint. Support his Vampirella cover. Subscribe. Do all this stuff. All the links are down in the description below. So head over there and give the big man of the comic book community, because it's not Comic Tom. Otherwise, he would have been on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber a couple weeks ago. But Gem Mint's here. I'm just joking, Tom. I love you very much. Appreciate what you do. And then Skeff, thanks for being.
No, don't mention me at all, please. I'm just honored
over
to be
the
part
top.
of this.
Over the top, just wanted to jump in and get your celebrity crush on. So
thank you.
Just kind of help you out a little bit.
I feel some kind of way that he knew who I was. I was like, I found your videos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to know that you knew who I was.
I love that. I love everything about that. It brings me. I'm gonna ride this high for like a week now. You know that.
Well, I watch it with my wife, and I'm like, you put together these keys, right? And I don't know what your financial status is, but like you're putting together a good collection that you could end up selling, and you could end up funding something else, some other venture you want to do, or help you get financial freedom. So I like that too. And I'm like, this man's busting UF4s and stuff. Like
trying.
So
I'm trying, man.
Yeah. So thank you guys for stopping by. I very much appreciate it. So this is my show. So you guys are going to have to go backstage. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you guys for stopping by for the Monday Night Jibber Jabber. Next week. Don't forget, new Thursday videos coming out. Hopefully I can actually catch some lightning in a bottle and do what the man says, which is do the right shit. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you on the next one.